Hello and welcome to a Maths with Lloydie video. Today we're focusing on the AQA Level 3 Core Maths pre-release material for the 2024 exam. Today we're looking at paper 1. Before I move through it, of course, I've done some snips of the channel, what you can find on Maths with Lloydie on YouTube. I've got 5 playlists so far. I appreciate there are 3 paper 1s and 2 paper 2Bs. I know I've had some comments in the past. When are you going to do 2A? When are you going to do 2C? I promise I'm doing my studying and working with some colleagues at my new school. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more content for all 3 papers between now and the exams. But in the meantime, please do make sure that you're working on paper 1 as much as you can to ensure that you're going to get that good foundation of marks. Okay, the pre-release material. Now I've got 2 windows open. The window you're seeing will have details of some potential questions that could up and something for you to work in class. On my second screen, I've got the preliminary material, which we can't screencast, we can't provide videos on, although you can download them and you can print them and your teacher can give them to you. I can't physically put it up onto YouTube and start sharing it. So I can reference all the pages. So the first thing I'll say is to read through this. And it says the preliminary material is to be seen by teachers and candidates only for use during preparation for the examination on Wednesday, the 15th of May, 2024. So that's not too far away, about 2.5 months. Our first page, or page 2, we've got a massive graph. It's a bar chart. It's got values all the way across it, indicating what each bar is worth for kilograms per person per year, looking at household waste in the United Kingdom. The second bit of data on page 3, we've got a line graph which is showing a percentage of waste that's recycled year on year. We've got a bit of a dip from 2019 to 2020. Perhaps that's COVID related, people consuming less or recycling less. Page 4, income tax, national insurance. I'm not going to touch on that today. And then page 5, the national insurance values as well. So you've got all of those pieces of information there for you. Now, the way this video is going to work is I'm going to ask you a question or provide you with a question that potentially could come up. And then I'm going to say, pause the video and have a go. And then I will continue to work on that. And that will allow you to use this in class so your teacher can put this onto the screen and play the video, pause it, give you 5 to 10 minutes to answer questions, and then move through it from there. So let's have a go at our first question. So our first question is for you to estimate the amount of waste that is recycled in 2015. We will now see how well or seamlessly I can link 2 videos together, because I've cut the last section of this short, and I'm now going to just add that I want it to be estimated to be in the UK. So it's not an estimate per person. We're going to scale this up to in the UK. So please could you pause the video, have 5 or 10 minutes on this. Don't forget to list your assumptions and work out or estimate the amount of waste that is recycled in 2015 in the UK. So you should have had enough time to have a go through that. The first thing we're going to look at here, and I'm going to just get my second screen up and running, is the bar chart. So from the bar chart, we're going to read off at 2015 and see how many kilograms per person per year is household waste. So we've got 406 per person. So 406 kg per person. And we're going to assume that everyone uses the same. So everyone uses or wastes the same amount. Let's rewrite that. Okay, so no matter if you're a child, if you're a middle-aged adult, because it's an average, we're going to look at that. Okay, next bit. So percentages, the line graph. So 2015, it's a bit of an awkward plot. It's not in the middle of 44, 45, so it's slightly below the middle. And I've gone with 44.25%. Now, you may go anywhere probably up to 44.5 to use it. I wouldn't use 44.5 because it's not in the middle. And then we're going to multiply that by 406 to work out how much of that waste will be recycled. So 406 times by 0.4425, 0.4425, because that's what the percentage is as a decimal, and that gives us 179.655 kilograms of waste that is recycled per person. So next bit, and another assumption, we're going to assume the UK population. Now, the UK population, having done a quick Google search, is 67.88 million. 67.88 million. So what we're really going to be keen to use is probably a value between 50 mil and 70 mil. Sometimes the mark scheme will allow you to use a higher number. It's potluck, but try to remember some of these key statistics. So I'm going to assume that the UK population is 60 million. That's roughly where I was going before I searched it. So that value of 179.655, I'm going to multiply it by 60. 179.655 times by 60. So we've got 10779.3 million kilograms. Now, what this might then do is ask you to convert it into tons. You can work with your teacher to convert that to tons. They may ask you to give it in billions, so you're then converting the millions to billions, but that's the way that this question can go, and one of the things that they can ask, depending on how many marks they want it to be. They might just say, what percentage was recycled in this year? And it's a quick 1 marker. Okay, question 2, and again, I've got to add in the UK. Estimate the amount of waste that goes into landfill in 2015. So a very similar question, but there's going to be one key change that you need to work out. So this one, 2 or 3 minutes with your teacher. I will pause my recording, you pause the video, and then we'll be back to talk about how to answer that one. Okay, welcome back. I've just scrolled up because I've done a little bit of cheating in that I've used a bit of copy and paste because the questions are so similar. So the assumptions remain the same. The value that we needed from the bar chart is the same because we're using the same year. But what we need to do in this one is 100% subtract the 44.25% that we found in the previous one, because we would, in this question, read the graph and then find the rest of it. So 55.75%. We're then going to multiply 406 by the 55.75% to give us that value per person. So times this number by 406. That gives us 226 pounds? No, kilograms per person. And then that answer is multiplied by the 60 million that I've assumed, which gives me 13,580.7 million kilograms. Question 3. So in which year... Oh, that's a terribly... I've worded that terribly. In which year was the most waste recycled? Sorry, in which year was the most waste recycled? So pause the video. Once you hit play again, I'm going to give you a little hint. So there's going to be 2 pause the videos. Pause the video and have a go. Give it a minute. If you need any help, again, hit play. I'll give you the hint. And then we'll pause it again. Okay, so your hint is going to be the kilograms per person multiplied by the percentage recycled. I've misspelt that. That's awful. I've had a bad day with me spelling, haven't I? Recycled. And then you're going to compare all of those years. Good luck. Pause the video. Have a go.